Everyone give it up for the Big and Tall Band! What's up, everyone? Thank you for coming out tonight. Can we give a round of applause for Big and Tall for letting us do this? We got to thank everyone in the back, Kyle for putting this together, everyone that's back there, Gabe for letting us do this here, everybody, the band. Just one more round of applause for the comics, for yourselves. We got a great night of comedy, and it's going to be fun. A couple first-timers, a couple people who are not virgins in comedy. Okay, good. I got a couple laughs. That's awesome. So my name's Glenn. I've been doing stand-up on and off for like 10 years, and my first time back in a while. I just... You're gonna clap more. Wait, I know this is gonna be a bigger clap break. I just got married in January. She's right there. And, all right, how many people here have dated or been with, who's married or dated a Latina in here? All right, so you know it's different, right? You know, they love you more, but they fucking hate you more. It's both, but you have a lot of fun times together, and so she's from Bolivia, and she's still learning some English phrases. So we just learned about glow up recently. We have this friend, you know, if you guys know Kyle, and he had a giant glow up, you know? He's very handsome now. Shout out Kyle. He's busy back there, but he had a glow up. So, you know, I told Cammie this, that's my wife, and, you know, we were getting ready to go to his birthday party, and she was like, Glenn, when did Kyle get his blow job? I'm like, well, he probably got it by now. He's 30. He's been dating. I'd be shocked if there was no blowjobs. There must have been a blowjob or two somewhere. But sometimes it gets me into trouble because, so I don't know who knows this, but I used to be a rapper. And I used to make music too, and you guys know me from that. And so we have a really good relationship with her boss. They're married, her bosses, and we have a good relationship with them. And she was telling them at dinner, oh, did you know in high school, Glenn used to be a raper? And I'm like, dude, you can't say that. I was not a raper in high school. After, no, I'm fucking around. Never. She told me to say that joke, all right? I didn't want to say that. But, one thing that was funny recently that happened was she was listening to that new Post Malone song. Who knows that new Post Malone song? Like, I got some help. She thought it was saying, I got some head. And so now I can't get it out of my head now. I'm just like doing vacuuming in my room and I'm like, I got some head. I couldn't make this. And then finally, we were just talking about things and she's still learning. She's more advanced in English now, but she's still learning some parts of it. And she was trying to think about something. She's, you know, like, hey, Glenn, how do you say this? I was trying to remember something, like, how do you say this if you know something but other people don't? Only me know? Only me know? I'm like, no, it's only I know Planet of the Apes. Like, only me know. But it's okay, because I got chased by a wasp, and she was like, what's wrong? Why are you running? And I was like, LB. And she was like, okay, Planet of the Apes. All right, everybody, let's get ready for your first comic. You guys ready for your first comic? She just told me she just wrote this 5 minutes ago. She's a last minute fill-in. She's amazing. She's really funny. You're gonna love her. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Sam Nashi.
Yes, I wrote this a little while ago, so I will be reading off my phone, but it's fine, because you'll know for sure that after me, it'll only get better. Okay, but I have ADHD, so good luck trying to stick along with me. But I honestly surprise myself that I can finish a thought when my brain is still trying to figure out how someone measured how many celebrities it would take to measure the height of Mount Everest. Because normal people might find it easier to picture the height of like 26 Eiffel Towers, right? Like 26 Eiffel Towers, right? Okay, but me, all I can think about is that is 5,696 Danny DeVitos. So I don't know why I have to constantly think about this, and it's always in my head. But it sometimes makes dating difficult, right? Like Kyle, my baby boo. He'll be sitting there answering questions, and he'll be like, and no. Okay, that's the answer to your third question. What are the 4 other questions that you had? The 4 other questions? And I just go, I can't believe you never listened to me. Which will then start up a new cycle of things that I'm mad, right? ADHD, I forget things. So I forget why I'm mad, and then he kindly asks me, why are you upset again, baby? And I just have to come up with something like really quickly, and I'm like, you kissed me 5 times this morning, and you know I hate odd numbers. And that's just it. But at least, I know I'm not alone on this, right? Because you always see on TikTok, there's like all these guys like posting montages of their girlfriends like doing crazy stuff in like a long car ride, right? So we'll be driving on like Route 3, and I'll be just singing and dancing and singing show tunes, whatever, shaving my asshole, and then he'll just be like, I love you. So I say that I'm a purebred Jordanian. Both my parents are from Jordan, Arab. Being born as an Arab woman was not my choice, but alas, I can't belly dance. But I can hold generational trauma like a motherfucker. I'm sure you've all heard of chanclas, right? Like the slipper? Yes, well, for Arab mothers, the weapon of choice is called a hefaya. Same thing, right? So it's hard to explain like what it's like being born as an Arab woman, but it's basically like coming out of the womb and handing her a hefaya. So it's like my own personal punishment piece. As I grow, the hefaya grows and the pain grows, right? So it's a hefaya from hell. The Allah make you fear Allah 3000. And don't get me started on Arab men, okay? So just picture the scene from like The Lion King when Mufasa is just like, everything that you see before you will one day be yours, right? But like my father in this case would be like, everything that you see before you is mine, so don't touch it, woman. So I was really surprised when he got me a bunny, right? I love this bunny. I called it Mr. Whiskers. It was just like really strange to get this gift from him because all he's ever given me was a really expensive therapy bill much later in life. So the whole 6 days that I had with Mr. Whiskers was beautiful. And then he ran away. And I was devastated because he made me really feel really safe because he did not know what a hefaya was. So that night, I'm sitting with my family and talking because most of us had already reached our 150 character limit for the day. And my dad smiled at me for the 3rd time in his life. And he looked over at me and said, try the chicken. And I fucking love chicken, so of course I'm gonna eat the fucking chicken, right? A couple bites in, I realized that this is the best chicken I've ever had in my 9 years of life. My dad looks me dead in the eyes and he says, that's Mr. Whiskers. So moral of the story is if you go to your Arab friend's house for dinner, don't eat the fucking chicken. Thank you.
Sam Neshy, everybody! Guys, that was her first time doing stand-up, I think. She wrote that in 5 minutes. That was really fucking good. So I'm gonna talk about my wife again. You know, I just got married. Sorry. People think it's interesting, you know, like I love spicy food, but she hates spicy food. And people are always like, really? She doesn't like spicy? I'm just like, why do you say that? Because she's Latina? And, but no, I love going to Buffalo Wild Wings, you know, and I get the spiciest shit I can get. I like to go to Buffalo Wild Wings, and I get the hottest dry rub possible. And then I get some wings after. That was a slow burn. That was like poison. That hit you guys like a minute later. Does anyone here ever work at Buffalo Wild Wings? Okay, good. Does anyone notice how the waitresses at Buffalo Wild Wings are kind of like the lemon zest sauce? Like, they're almost there, but they're not quite that hot. Has anyone ever experienced a Buffalo Wild Wings shit? Raise your hands. We got a couple honest people in here, thank you. I know the guys who watch UFC have had a couple B-dub shits. I think a B-dub shit is kind of like a meteor shower because they only come a few times a year, and when they're about to happen, it's all you can think about. And they kind of look the same. I have a little cousin that I take care of sometimes, and he just says random things, like he'll bump into a wall and he'll go meow, or you know, he'll pet a dog and go like whoa. But he just watched Puss in Boots, and I guess they say this in the movie because we'll be walking around Toys R Us and you'll just hear him go pussy, 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 and I'm like, Jesus Christ, yeah, you can't explain to a little kid not to say pussy because what is he gonna want to say? All right, thanks to the two of you. And so you kind of just got to be like, well, you know, when a man loves a woman and he, you know, says that he didn't do anything wrong, but she still thinks that he did something wrong, even though he explains a few times that what he did wasn't that bad, she'll call him a pussy. And that's what a pussy is. We showed him a video of sea lions getting born, and he was like, why are they coming out of the butt? He thought they were butt babies. I think I might be a butt baby because of how stupid I am. But I think a butt baby is really what happens after you eat at Buffalo Wild Wings. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce our next comic. He's one of my closest friends. He's so funny. You might know him from Big and Tall Live as Dracula. He also did the roast of Glenn Haines and Dan Summers. Ladies and gentlemen, the Italian Stallion, Justin Warnett!
How's everyone doing? I don't like this. I'll put it back. My whole set's about my butthole. I'm not even joking, so you guys gotta get ready. It's my first stand-up. It's something I'm kind of born to do. I've never take life seriously. Everything's a joke. Everything can be funny. You can find humor in any part of your life. For example, I had a tumor. That's not funny, but the funny part is it was actually up my ass, which it was cancerous, but let's be real, cancers are not really funny, but ass cancer is arguably the funniest type of cancer. This is all about my butthole, I'm not joking. As you can tell, they don't remember any of my stuff. The funny thing that people do about cancer, when they say they give me ask cancer, the funny thing they ask is they usually say, "Are you okay?" Which I am. You know, they cut it right out. It was no big deal. But the follow-up is, it's the same statement I get from everyone. They just say, "Ass cancer would be the one you would get," which I don't know what that means, but I've had every single one of my friends say that to me. It was stage 0, which most people don't know exists. If I went to like a cancer support clinic, they would laugh me out of the building. They would have no respect for me. Joke's on them, I'm around, and they're, you know. That's the only real bad one, I promise. Oh, yes. Told you I remembered nothing. I have really bad ADHD, shitty memory, but it's all right. But it's okay, though, having a tumor in my colon, because it was already a train wreck down there. After I came out of the surgery, the doctor said to me, we got the tumor out just fine, nothing left, but the hamster scurried way too far up and we couldn't get him out. But it's all right. He's like my own Remy from Ratatouille, but instead of like helping me cook, he's just in there giving me colon perforations. Even in the moment, the funniest thing was the very first doctor's visit I went to, which in hindsight, I should have seen this coming by a mile. I went to the doctor with colon issues. You'd think, oh, that means, they're gonna check everything out. But I was blindsided. I got there, and the doctor's like, all right, bend over, take off your pants, bend over. And I couldn't stop laughing. I was laughing so hard, and he had his finger inside of me, and I couldn't stop laughing. And I made the horrifying realization in that moment that when I laugh, I actually just pucker my butthole a little bit. So the whole time he was in there rearranging my insides, I was massaging him back. It was an awful situation. This is a true story, by the way. Yeah, but weird thing about that whole thing, that when he was checking my prostate and everything, both his hands were on my hips. I don't know how he was doing that. So, when the surgery came around, I was very nervous. It was my first surgery besides wisdom teeth being removed, and so my heart rate was really, really high, and they had to give me something or the anesthetic would have killed me. So I'm sitting there in the wheelchair, as they pumped something in my bag, and I asked the doc, I was like, what's that? And he was like, oh. And I was like, it's this. And I was like, maybe it's this unknown drug you guys might have heard of. It was a fentanyl. Yeah, let me tell you. Not that I would ever, let me preface all this. I won't go find it myself. I won't get it. It's ruined communities. It's awful, but I understand. He put it in the IV, and it was just like warmth, love, and happiness, and everything was okay in the world. And I was like, this is the perfect time to make a joke to the doctor. So I say, man, I could get used to this. Just look at him, and just stone face, grim look. Like I just told him that, Hitler's kind of a cool guy. Just like I said, the worst thing ever to him. And I was like, all right, not the time. So they wheel me into the procedure room, and I don't know if anyone's ever got colonoscopies around here. I've had 6, so yeah, it's great. But they lay you down on your side, and you're kind of just with your leg over, your butthole's out to the open world. You guys are all thinking about my butthole right now. It's amazing. So, I'm high as shit at that time. I'm on fentanyl, and so there's just the doctor, the anesthesiologist, and I'm like, cool, this is awesome. And the door opens, and 6 other people walk in, all here to look at my butthole this entire time. And I'm like, this is the worst case scenario. 1 person looking at your butthole, it's cool. 2, if you're into that, 3's a party, 3's a crowd. 6 people are all in there just watching this. I'm like, this is great. They're watching me get deflowered. I've never had this happen before. I had this whole marquee going on. It was just awful. And then, so right before I pass out, the anesthesiologist, she injects this white stuff in me, and I go, oh, what is that? And it's this Eastern European lady. She goes, I'm like, it looks like milk. And she goes, da, milk of amnesia. And I pass out instantly. And then the final thing, it goes off the hitch, gets everything cut out, it's whatever. I wake up, just still really high, and arguably the worst person to be around when you're very, very high is there. I wake up, I come to, and I look in front of me, it's my mom. I'm like, great, this is perfect. So I don't remember much of this. A lot of this is relayed from her, this part. I told her to lean in, and she gets real close. It's like closer, closer. And it was kind of a dick move, but also really high. I don't remember. I yelled pretty much in her ear, "Mom, I just lost my butthole virginity." And then I screamed that in the middle of the waiting room, but it was, yeah. The doctors were coming over. My mom was like, "Did you hear what your son said?" I was like, "Ugh." But anyway, that's pretty much all I got, so that's my story about my butthole.
Get yourself checked.
It's always a good idea.
One more time for the Italian stallion, Justin Warnett. Oh my gosh, can I show that? Why did you do that? My friend Debbie just drew a picture of me doing stand-up, and it's just a fucking, she's so good at drawing, she made me a dork with big ears. Shout out to Debbie. I know more about Justin's asshole than I ever thought I would. And I know more because we're friends than he just told you, if that's even possible. Do you guys like impressions? Does anybody have a pair of glasses I can borrow? Joey. My cousin Joey, please give me a pair of glasses.
Let's see what's happening.
All right, let me know what you guys think of this. If you could tell who it is. Party hardy. Jeffrey Dahmer? No, I didn't do it good enough. So here's a stand-up set as Jeffrey Dahmer. So I just flew in from Wisconsin, and man, am I hungry. Sorry, I meant to say that I'm hungry for man. This is bombing way harder than I thought it would. In my head, this was the funniest material I had. I was like, this shit's gonna go crazy in here. I don't even know if I should keep going with it. What do you do for work? You know, everyone's talking about eating ass. I mean, I've been doing that for years. You guys like meat sandwiches? You ever make a meat sandwich? You know, it's great. You put your bread out. You know, you get your provolone, you get your turkey, you get your ham, you get your you get your chicken, and then you're about to eat the sandwich and you realize, you know, fuck, shit, I'm all out of human eyeballs. Guys, this has got to stop. We're gonna keep doing this. Sorry. Here's the last one, I promise. This was to make me laugh more than it was you, honestly. So I'm from Wisconsin, and they call us cheeseheads. Yeah, cheeseheads. But I prefer head cheese from human heads. Ladies and gentlemen, an actually funny comic. This guy, he did Big and Tall Live. He did a stand-up set. It was his first time. This is his second or third time doing stand-up. He's so fucking funny. He's gonna blow the roof off this place. Ladies and gentlemen, Pat Gannon!
Perfect. How we doing tonight, folks? We having fun? We having fun? Let's get down to business here, shall we? Who here believes in aliens? Give me some noise. Who here doesn't? All right. Crowd is divided. I'm kind of on the fence, you know. Truth be told, I was abducted. There were 3 or 4 of them. They tied me up and were probing me like all over, you know what I mean? And they were communicating with each other, but I couldn't really tell what they were saying, you know, because, you know, I don't speak Spanish. The world may never know. No, it's all right, folks. I'm allowed to tell that joke. My mom's from Chile. It's the new I have a black friend. And she's from Chile, the country, not the pepper. And it makes me half Hispanic. And I know I don't really look it, but I like mowed lawns in high school and stuff, you know what I mean? High school was fun though. If you guys remember, on standardized tests, there were 2 demographics questions. The first one was, are you white, black, Asian, or Native American? The second one was, are you Latino, yes or no? We're kind of our own thing. So for me, it would be, are you white? I'd say, yeah, Saruni. Be, are you Latino? Be, si, hombre. And sure enough, the SATs were all around, and I scored in the top X percentage of Latinos in my region, all 6 of them. And I was named a National Hispanic Scholar. I don't even need to tell the joke, I suppose. There really isn't a punchline needed for the fact that a National Hispanic Scholar was named Patrick Thomas Gannon. But that wasn't even the worst part. Graduation rolled around. You know, I had my own page in the program. It said National Hispanic Scholar and a picture of my gringo ass. And it's like if Larry David won a BET award. People weren't even like mad as much as they were confused, you know what I mean? They're like kind of looking at me. They're like, yeah, he has dark hair. You know, he's kind of pale though. He did a good job on the line, like, I don't know. It has got me thinking though, you know, what accents is it acceptable for a white guy to do? And there are plenty of them, make no mistake. Italian, buongiorno. French, oui oui. Australian, blimey. Chinese. Do it.
Bing bong.
Canceled. We having fun tonight, folks? We doing all right? We drinking? Yeah. All right. Not me, actually. I'm sober now. Thank you. 4 days, actually. It's been kind of a year, hasn't it, folks? Just me? Maybe? All right. I was in a car crash. Anyone ever been in one of those? These guys like to party. I was in a car crash. It wasn't at all my fault. I was going straight through an intersection. Dude from the opposite direction tried to make a left turn in front of me. Didn't give himself enough time. It was a complete mess. You know, smoke, broken glass, airbags. I spilled my beer all over the dashboard. But the worst part was I couldn't prove that it wasn't my fault, you know what I mean? The other guy was a complete asshole, he really was. Crawled out of my car, it was crushed, didn't say a word to me. Police roll up, refused to talk to them, you know. He was dead, but he drove a blue Ford Escape. He did not. He was fine, he was twitching. I did have to buy a new car. I got a Mazda M3. Any Mazda fam out there? All right. It's an awesome car, it really is. You know, it has sunroof, tinted windows, Bose speakers, heated seats. But I think my favorite part about it, which isn't true of my old car, is that it's not totaled. Yeah. Yeah. What else is new? I developed insomnia this year. Do you know what that is? Who knows what insomnia is? Yeah, good. What's insomnia? It's where you can't sleep. That's right. That's exactly right. Insomnia is where you can't fall asleep or stay asleep or get a deep sleep or count sheep or roll in the deep or get an erection. Confusing ailments. It does add a fun layer, you know, to my love life, though. You know, the insomnia, that is. And, you know, it's gotten me thinking, there is a difference between sleeping with a girl and having sex with her. You know what I mean? At this point, I would kill to sleep with a girl. You know, fuck a nightcap, drink some chamomile tea, you know. No Barry White playlist. We're gonna listen to 8 hours of whale noises, you know what I mean? No blindfold. We're using sleep masks. And yeah, I want to take my sleeping pills, not Viagra. You get my point. It was getting bad though, you know, the insomnia, that is. And it came to the point where I decided I needed to see a sleep doctor. Soon after my appointment, I came to the realization there is no such thing as a sleep doctor. I pretty much walked into this guy's office, said, you know, I can't sleep. They just kind of grunted and handed me pills. And that first night, I came back to my apartment, reading the disclaimer, you know, it's like, don't take it with antidepressants or other drugs or alcohol. I don't really remember. This was before I was sober. But then I specifically remember one of the side effects was you may do things the night of that you don't remember in the morning. If I had a nickel, right? But it names specifically driving a car, having sex, and cooking and eating food. This was an alarming first night for my roommates. By all accounts, I cooked them dinner first, but truth be told, the worst part of it is I did mix up my pills that night, you know, but placebo is a powerful thing, and so is a dick pill. So, what else is new, folks? I went to Paris this year. Anyone ever been there? Yeah? Most romantic city in the world, right? It does. It makes me the first motherfucker to go to Paris with a girlfriend and leave it without one. It was my fault. It was my fault. Paris it's as beautiful as everyone says. You know, it's incredibly romantic. The buildings, the food, the people, the culture, you know what I mean? So how are you gonna blame me for one magical night with Pierre? You know what I'm saying? Truth be told, Pierre brought his friend along that night. So that night in Paris, there was a second Eiffel Tower. It hasn't been all bad, though. I've been working out. Can we tell? Can we tell, folks? Thank you. I don't have a bit about that. I just wanted you to acknowledge it. It hasn't been all bad, though. I had a great gig a couple months ago. For those of you that don't know, I'm a saxophonist by trade. I do comedy for the money. And I had an excellent gig. It was outdoors. It didn't pay too much, but it was only one song, solo saxophone, you know? And to be honest, I kind of killed. A bunch of family and friends were there. Some people were in tears. Like, I really knocked them dead. It was my grandma's funeral. I played that song. What's that song everyone plays at funerals? You know, Gangsta's Paradise by Coolio. Yeah. Speaking of dead grandparents, I had a senior recital at the end of my college career. I was a music major, so that performance is the culmination of your studies as a college student. And I invited a bunch of friends from home, you know, and I should preface this by saying I, like many of us, have been known to threaten to kill myself in order to get them to do what I want them to do. I know that sounds bad, but I'm allowed to say my brother has depression. It's the new my mom's from Chile. But this was no exception, you know? My friend Megan calls me a couple days before the gig. She's like, Patrick, I'm so sorry, you know, I can't make it. I said, oh my God, you know, don't worry about it as long as you're okay with me killing myself. She said, well, my grandpa just died. And I said, I am so sorry. Did you miss his senior recital too? And she said no, but he did drive a blue Ford Escape. Good night, folks. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for one more time for Pat Gannon. He's also playing the fucking saxophone. Hey, Pat, can we get a little sax real quick?
I get together.
Never mind. But isn't that fucking awesome? He's doing both things. This guy's working so hard. Just one more round of applause, real quick. Great set. Pat, do you speak Spanish?
Un poco.
Dude, there's two white guys named Patrick here that speak Spanish. Are you okay with me acknowledging you, Patrick?
Patricia. All right.
Very cool. Interesting. So, you're Chilean.
I am.
You know, my wife's from Bolivia. You guys stole their beach.
That's true. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we don't like that. But hey, glad we're all getting along here tonight. You know, it's funny though. I couldn't notice that you were Chilean. And now that I've been dating a Latina, I feel like I'm better at recognizing the different genres of Latino. You know, people from different countries. Because you guys grew up in 2002 when we were kids. Everyone said Mexican for every different country. Well, you know, that's what people said. I'm not saying that, but that's what people said. And but now I've gotten better at telling the different Latinos apart. And you think that would make you less racist, but I feel like it's made me more racist, you know? Like I'll be walking down the street and I'll hear a car driving by, the windows down, bumping reggaeton, and I'm like, Dominicans. If you see a 40-year-old short guy and he's just working really hard, blue-collar job, but he has a polo shirt on, Mexican or Guatemalan. I mean, it's always the polo shirt. If you see a 48-year-old woman who's still dressing like she's 28 and listening to Shakira, that's Colombian, baby. If you see a Latina or Latino and they're speaking kind of Spanish but not really, and it just sounds like icha, bicha, bacha, bucha, bicha, bacha, that's Portuguese, bitch. That's a Brazilian. And if you see a short little girl and she looks really, really pissed off at me, like she's gonna kick my ass for something I didn't even realize I did was wrong, that's Bolivian and that's my wife. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another first-time comic here. She's very funny. I'm very excited that she's doing this. You might know her from music. She's been in Blue Vervainer, which I thought was Blue Vein for a while, which just means a penis vein, but Blue Vervainer. And the company kept. She did Kyle's Birthday. Ladies and gentlemen, the Italian stallion, Nikki Marcoli.
Are we having a good time? Yeah. Are you sure? Yeah. Some of you look pretty depressed right now. So I don't believe you, but it's nice to see all of your faces. We have any couples in the room here? Yeah. Couples? I'm not going to bother you. I just wanted to tell you you're doing a good job, and we all believe that you like each other. You only have an hour and a half left. You can go home and continue to tell each other to fuck off and fight. So you're almost done. Don't worry, you're good. Just kidding. I'm sure everyone who is together here that you love each other very much. And I love that for you. I love love. It's it's almost cuffing season, and I feel like when you get into like borderline cuffing season, you have to narrow down who you're gonna date. And it's usually like the same 3 types of people, and also like it's kind of like going back to college. You're kind of like picking from which college you want to go to when you're a senior in high school. It's always people that have the same qualities as like our 3 local colleges in New Jersey: Montclair State, Rutgers, and Seton Hall. So you got Seton Hall, reliable but boring. Then you got Montclair State. Looks good on the outside, but way too easy. Then you got Rutgers, toxic and chaotic, but a good time. And then if you're really desperate at the end of the summer and you really need to figure out what you're gonna do, you can always go with your backup. It's William Patterson. ugly, low on finances, in a bad area. But no, I'm single and I'm gay. If you couldn't tell that. If you were wondering, if you can't tell by my gay teenage boy voice that I have. So I'm on like I'm on the dating apps, but like, you know, I had a breakup that was significant a couple years ago. Everybody handles breakups differently. Some people get tattoos, they like cut their hair, they move. I got a Costco membership. Because nothing heals a broken heart like a pack of 72 light bulbs and a lifetime supply of Tide Pods. At least with the Tide Pods, if you get so depressed that there's no return, you could always eat them and poison yourself to death. It's a really good discount on a suicide, if you ask me. Sweet Tide Pod kiss of death. Let's see what else I got for you. I didn't know this at the time that I got the Costco membership, but they have to take a photo ID of you. And at the time I decided to get the membership, I was obviously very depressed and distressed. You could see it. So the photo they ended up taking of me for the Costco membership, it looked so sad. It looked like the photo that you would take if you got like forcibly sent to a rehab center. It gave like your mom saying to you, "It's okay, honey, like, I know it's rough right now, but you're in the right place right now. At the Clifton Costco Wholesale Club. Hang in there." So I also have ADHD like the rest of our generation. All right. But I've been in a lot of really great relationships in my life, and I'm really fortunate for that. And I'm on the dating apps now, but I do have a couple issues with them. The first is I would really like for girls to stop making their first photo a group photo. It's like playing Where's Waldo, but you don't know what Waldo looks like. You know, like how would you find Waldo if you didn't know what he looked like? You wouldn't find Waldo. You would just keep saying, "Where's Waldo? Where is he?" But at least with Waldo, there's a lot of like variety in the scenery, right? This guy gets out, goes to the airport. You guys remember your kid? Airport scene, beach scene, museum. This guy gets out. All right? The Hinge group photos, not so much diversity. You got a couple options here. You got Nashville bachelorette party. Nashville bachelorette party. There's also a Nashville bachelorette party. Low budget baby shower. 2017 St. Patrick's Day. Pub, really grainy photo. I don't know why it's so grainy. It was only 2017. And then you also have Nashville bachelorette party. So I think Where's Waldo a little more fun for me, a little more variety. And then the other thing too is like, don't make me guess which one you are in the photo, because I'm always gonna guess wrong. Okay? The first one you see is never the one that you wanted to be the profile of. And it's like you feel like shit after, right? Because you're like, damn. But sometimes I feel like maybe I still want to shoot my shot and just match with them and be like, hey, like, your friend, two to the left of you, in the Nashville bachelorette party photo, is she single? She's not, and she's straight. She has a boyfriend. And I'm an asshole, and you're gonna date men again because of me. Okay, yep, all right, fair. Yeah, so like, I'm like one of those gay your whole life people. This is not new, I've been doing this for a while. I actually looked gayer when I was younger, believe it or not. God bless my mom, I wore basketball shorts up until I was like, a freshman in college, like every day. But like, I'm not like an eccentric gay person. I have like a regular corporate job. I'm not like a barista or a pap smear advocate at a nonprofit. I don't have any eccentric hobbies, and I don't even have any tattoos. So I'm really like a 0 on the alternative scale, like a full 0. And I'm reminded of it constantly when I go out in my gay community. And I was reminded of it particularly when I went to a gay club in Bushwick one time. Somebody just said ew or something. I agree, Jersey strong. But yeah, so I went out to this gay club in Bushwick, and I was minding my own business, and I was having a drink. I hear somebody under their breath whisper and call me a normcore Urban Outfitters motherfucker. Yeah, I was fucked up. But I wasn't mad, because honestly, that's the best insult I've ever gotten. Like, he was mad that I, like, bought my clothes at a store with money. Sorry, I have a job. But, listen, like, I understand, like, certain spaces that want a certain vibe, and I might not fit that, and that's cool. But, like, these spaces, maybe they just make it clear, like, what they're looking for, like, who they want to be there, and what they want them to wear, right? So my suggestion to them is maybe they put up, like, a dress code sign, and they describe exactly, like, what attire is permitted there. So my suggestion for their dress code sign is only allowed in club if clothes were owned prior by a sad, sad old man who lived in Midtown with his 4 cats and passed away in 2004, whose children flew in from California to donate his clothes to the Salvation Army, at which point you stumbled upon them after rubbing your 2 favorite crystals together. And then small text, mothball scent encouraged. So that's the first piece I feel like would help. But I think there's gotta be a little bit more. They gotta enforce it, right? So you gotta have some bouncing that's happening. So I suggest a 2-wave bouncing system, right? The first bouncer, JoJo Siwa, gets released from the back from a cage. She's got a pair of bedazzled scissors and she cuts your clothes up. All right? Snip, snip, snip. Goodbye. Goodbye, Urban Outfitters. That's the first wave. Second wave, Rosie O'Donnell runs from the back, body slams you. Lights out. KO. Gonna leave those normies naked, injured, and afraid. They'll never come back. Stay in New Jersey. That's all I got for you guys. Thanks.
Give it up one more time for Nikki Margolis. Guys, she was fucking phenomenal, huh? It's not funny, but shout out Nikki. She's one of my favorite people. She's so fucking funny tonight. There was a time where there was a lot of comedians and they were doing this same bit where they would do like a presidential GPS. You know, they'd go like, oh, or like a celebrity GPS, and it'd be like, oh, if Donald Trump was the GPS voice, he'd be like, wrong, if you made a wrong turn. And Biden just wouldn't be able to figure anything out. You'd try to go to New York and end up in Indiana. I really wanted to do more with this bit. I really wanted to do a JFK in the GPS, but man, trying to do that Boston accent just made my fucking head explode. I swear to God, I wrote this joke 10 years ago before this Trump shit. I swear to God, right, Joe?
Yeah, I can vouch for it.
Exactly. My dad, after the Trump attempt of an assassination, I'm not gonna, you know, I played a little trick on him, because he technically got shot in the head, right? Getting shot in the ears, the head. My dad's a huge Trump fan, so he was sleeping when we found out the news. So I go to his door and I'm like, Dad, Donald Trump just got shot in the head, and he goes, No! No! And he starts shaking and shimmying the doorknob. And my wife's there too, and he comes out in his underwear like this, like, no! He got shot in the fucking head? I'm like, Dad, no, it's okay. He's okay, he's alive. Yeah, but he's gonna have fucking brain damage. But now my dad knows he's fine, and it's like the second coming of Jesus Christ. My dad literally went up to me and my wife, and he goes, you know, like, I don't know what you call that. Like, the bullet almost hit him, but to me, that's God. And I'm like, I mean, look, I'm happy you have faith or whatever, and you believe what you believe, but I don't know, it's just funny to me thinking about, like, the sniper lining up, and then God just gets, like, a spidey sense, like, Donald Trump's in trouble! And he's just like, it's like slow motion as the bullet's coming, and God just like, that took a lot out of me. Sorry, Dad, I don't think that's what happened, but believe that, enjoy. So, I got a couple of rapid fire jokes about politics. You guys want to hear them? All right. Biden is so old, when he drops out of the race, he's literally going to drop out of the race. Joe Biden still has a seashell next to his toilet. That's a anthropology joke. Joe Biden gets PTSD from fireworks because it reminds him of the Big Bang. I gotta start hitting Trump. This is not the right audience for this. Kamala Harris is on so much Xanax, she's been considering a career in mumble rap. Sorry, Kamala, Joe Biden's been doing that already. There we go. I think you guys will like this one. Donald Trump just got shot in the ear. Melania also got shot in the ear when she was trying to get her green card. Yeah? All right. Donald Trump just announced his VP pick. It's J.D. Vance. How do we feel about J.D. Vance? Hell yeah. I like the mix. I'm not either side, so I love the mixed reactions. Anyway, so apparently it came out that J.D. Vance was gay and he likes these like secret Twitter pedestry accounts. And it surprised a lot of people, but you know, he's like a redneck. You know, if you've seen the Hillbilly Elegy or read his book, Hillbilly Elegy, he's been hunting bears for years. Donald Trump famously said that Caitlyn Jenner can use his bathroom. Caitlyn, I don't know if you've seen that guy's diet. It's 99% McDonald's. I don't think you want to go in there. Hulk Hogan spoke at the Republican National Convention. There's no jokes. I just think that's so fucking funny. He said Trumpomania. He said, let me tell you something, brother. He took his goddamn shirt off. I didn't even expect the shirt thing, but, you know, it's classic Hulk Hogan. Which leads me into my final joke of the night. I don't even think I should say this. I think it kind of sucks, but we're going to go for it. Vince McMahon was recently ousted from WWE for having sexual relations with an employee. In his defense, he said, we weren't 69ing, I was teaching her the tombstone pile driver. Well, it's always good to end on a big fucking bomb like that. I should have ended with the Trump shit. Ladies and gentlemen, your next and final comedian. He's a seasoned comedian. He's performed at the Comedy Cove, Broadway Comedy Club, and the legendary Dangerfields. You can see him, if you look really close, in things like The Saints of Newark, Marvelous Miss Maisel, and performing all throughout New York and New Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, the Italian stallion, Al Dacchino.
How we feeling, ladies and gentlemen? Feeling good, happy to be here. Cool spot, give it up for yourselves, give it up for Big and Tall. Damn, looking good. Good stuff. Very cool room we're in, right? Very cultured. Cool violins, fiddles, you know? Kanye yelling at Taylor Swift, super cultured. Super cultured. One of my favorite Kanye lyrics, George Bush doesn't like black people. One of my favorite lyrics. No, it's all good. It's actually crazy. What a coincidence. My entire set is also about my butthole. So this is a crazy coincidence. No, it's been a crazy day for me. It's a pretty eventful day. You know, whether the night was gonna be good or not, I knew I'd be leaving here with some solid life insurance. Did anybody else? Anybody else think they were signing up for some car insurance? I typed in the thing, State Farm came up. I was like, where are we going? All right. I really doubled down coming here because I thought I was gonna meet Jake, you know? I miss that guy. Not Black Jake, sorry. He's cool, but White Jake, he just got into our hearts at a young age, right? All he needed was one word. We know it. What is it? Khakis, right? Come on, you all know it. Good stuff. But no, it is a pretty crazy day for me. I actually, my brother just had his first kid, so I'm an uncle. I'm an uncle for today. Yeah, really cool stuff. His name is Sonny Francis D'Aquino. So we're obviously Muslim. Yeah, that's... I had it. Fucking nailed that. Now, yeah, Sonny, it fits, right? You know, Italian. It was either between that or, hey, whoa, easy, chicken parm. I was like, dude, take it easy. But it fits, you know? It's like, it's weird when you meet someone and their name doesn't fit, right? Like, I met a black Max the other day. That was weird, you know? Super odd. You know, I couldn't believe it. Like, I couldn't believe, but, and he told me he played lacrosse in college. I was like, this guy's clearly trying to break some stereotypes here. But fuck with it. Do what you gotta do, bro. Saban, black hockey player, we're doing it all, man. But yeah, so his name was Max, and I couldn't believe that, like, as a kid, people called him, like, Maximilian, right? Like, if anything, I'd believe more if his father just named him straight up a million, you know? Like a Million Johnson or something, you know? And then I talked to my brother. I was like, yo, I'm thinking about a name change. What about the coldest? The coldest D'Aquino? That shit slaps. Stop. He would drop the hardest mixtape ever. But yeah, I'm becoming an uncle, and everybody's putting this like weird pressure that I don't think needs to be done. Everyone's like, you know, are you ready? Are you? You ready to be a fun uncle? Like, there's really nothing much that I do, right? There's really only, like, two things. Like, make the kid laugh and don't fuck him. That's really, unfortunately. Oh, there it is, zinger. No, but seriously, I get my abuse in the other ways. Weird segue, but no, it's good stuff. I just abuse them with, like, candy and cake. I just feed them all this crazy shit. One thing, like, everlasting abuse, is I just pump up music so loud, and they just jam the fuck out, all my nieces and nephew. I have a cute little niece, and it's crazy because she's super smart, and, like, she knows the differences between the music. Like, for rock, she'll be like, you know? And then, like, EDM, she'll be like, and then she'll throw on rap and she'll just do gang signs and shit. Just fucking, she'll try to do blood and her fingers are too fucking fat and chubby. I was like, you're adorable. So cute. But yeah, names, like I said, going back to names, like one name that I feel really fits well is Elon Musk's kid's name, right? His name's like XAE12 or something. I heard that. I was like, I think Duracell puts those out. Right? You know? Like, if that kid's not making dubstep by 10 years old, fucking failure, you know? Like, stop. Come on. But yeah, I'd rather be the fun uncle than the crazy aunt. Crazy aunts are just a lot, you know? They're like, at least mine is. Like, my crazy aunt, like, she thinks she's like 20 years old and she just wants to like come out with me and my friends and like fuck them, honestly, to be truthfully honest. And like, you know, she's always like, yeah, I guess it's just making up from like all the babysitting she did all those years. So like, we gotta like entertainment. And like, when she gets drunk, she gets like over the top and she's like, you know, I fucking changed your shit. Like, I literally changed your diaper, like, when you were a kid. I'm like, what do you think we were doing at 4 a.m. last night? You had 9 LITs. You still think LITs are cool. Like, clear aunt, right? they're like, do you know they have 7 different alcohol in them? And they taste like Arnold Palmer? It's magic. I was like, stop, go away. But that's all my uncle and aunt stuff. Family's cool. Love the family, love your friends, and just keep rocking it for yourself. You guys are killing it. I've been trying to. I'm a single guy. Any other single people here? Wow. I was like, shit. I didn't know I was doing that bad. Fuck me. Yeah, I'm doing all the apps, you know, Hinge, Tinder, Grindr. I'll do it all, honestly. I'm on them all. Fuck yeah. Oh, I thought you were like, ew. I was like, dude, it's 2024, man. Come on. But yeah, I'm just looking for compassion, straight up. That's like really all I need. But it's just like so hard now because it's so fake out there, you know, with like all the editing software like these girls are using and stuff. And like me, I'm a dummy. Like, you don't even need the editing software. You just need a pic next to your fattest, ugly fucking friend. And I'm like, oh, you're so hot. Oh my God. I saw one girl, she was really reaching the other day. Swear to God, true story. For not even like a couple pictures down, but like legit first picture. It's her, and like she's got the whole like tight dress, makeup, fucking lips, flute, and like she does with one of these. All you girls do this shit. The picture like this, like you're on a fucking movie poster. Where like we know you're trying to show your ass, you know. And then next to her was like straight up, full blown Stephen Hawking's disabled girl. I was like, bro. Come on, you're trying so hard. You can't be doing that shit. I swiped right, yeah. Absolutely, for sure. Even if it didn't work out with her, I heard claw jobs are just fucking killer out there. Just mashing that peanut. Ooh, the claw. Oh. Oh, good stuff. You guys are having a good time. Fun rocking with you guys. Really, really cool stuff. So I hate taking Ubers. Anybody Uber here? Yeah, good for you. You're probably, you know, being safe. At this point, I'd rather get a DUI. I swear to God. I swear. You know what it is? It just sucks because I've got like that front seat face. Hey, Alex. Hey, how are you? Good. You know, and I'm just giving them the whole razz. I'm doing the whole act. I'm like, really? This isn't the full time. Tell me more about it, you know? You know, he's like, I have a business, is good, is we're selling sports equipment, you know? Like, sounds like Dick's Sporting Goods, but you got it, bro. You know? You ever have someone in the front seat who's like really shouldn't be there? Your friend who's like a little to the left, you know, a little to the right. He's fucking racist, you know? Just super racist friend. Yeah, it's like a dog that like got out of the house. Everybody's looking around like, how did he get out? Who took his leash off, you know? And like he's in there and like he goes up and like he got no filter, you know? He's like 9 fucking spike seltzers deep, you know, because he's hard. And he's not even in the car yet. And he's just like, this car smells like shit. And I was like, oh, man. Really? We're just going to start insulting the guy straight off the lick. That's not good. And then, like, you know, there's some cool culture. I love that song. Me and my buddy, he's Muslim. We're fucking rocking out back there and shit. And the other guy in the front's like, this song sucks. I was like, oh my God. And then I gotta come in and do like the substitute. I was like, dude, I got the Slumdog Millionaire soundtrack loaded up in my car too. Don't you worry, bro. All right. Ubers, man. Let's just give a shout out to probably the only people who will ever own a house in this room right here. Give it up for these two right here. Rock and roll. Yeah. Yeah. Only one who's gonna be owning a house. I'm just scanning the room. My age detectors. I'm like, how did you get here? You should be reading. What? Are you you guys married? You guys are married? Cool. First marriage? I knew it. I was like, that's a divorced dad if I've ever seen one. You know? He came in here with like a fucking 30. He's like, yo, guys, we're gonna fucking party tonight. You know? I was like, good stuff. No, good way to be. Are you guys are married or together? A couple? Married? Nice. How long? That took too long, is what you're supposed to say? Is what you were gonna say? He's like 2, 12. Who knows? Who's got my beers? Where'd those beers go? Oh no, fun stuff. Fun stuff. Shout out to you guys. Love you. Love you. What do you got? Rolling Stone shirt, so cool. He's like, I was there, fucking did acid. I was like, of course you did. Of course you did, man. Yeah. What was that?
I was there in '69.
Yeah, you were right. Damn right. He's like, Oh, God. Cool stuff. I fucking wish I was there. Oh, man. Cool stuff. Do what you gotta do. As funny as it may seem and happy as I may be, I deal with depression. Give it up for depression if you're working with it. Yeah, you know, one of those things, right? I don't actually know if I have depression, but WebMD has told me enough that I do, right? Like, I go to WebMD strictly for the jokes, right? I'll type in something stupid like, why do my legs hurt after playing basketball all day? And then it'll be like a bunch of articles, and it's like, well, basketball is a predominantly cardio sport, so, and you're like, fucking whatever. And then like WebMD's like 3 down, he's like, 2, it's probably 1 or 2. He's like, check me out. I click on it, it's like, well, with the symptoms shown, you without a doubt, 110% have polio. Sweet. Nobody's had that in a while. I guess I got that. Polio. They're gonna be calling me rickety splints on the b-ball court, I guess. And like, I take that shit to heart. Like, I take everything serious, so like 2 seconds later, I'm on Amazon, like, a portable wheelchair. I'm in. This is happening, without a doubt. No. Now, if I listen to WebMD with everything, I'd have like glaucoma, osteoprostritis. I don't even know how to fucking say that one. I got it. And then just like a touch of syphilis, just like a little bit. Like I got soap in my pee-pee hole one time as a kid. I was like, it burns! WebMD's like, cut that dick off, pal. Because it's gonna spread to your eye, and you're gonna be looking like Quasimodo in no time. No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to go. I don't want to go to the therapist because then it's real, you know? But I don't want to go to the doctor because I feel like they're not 110% over there, you know? Like, I still go in there and they're like, hey, Al, like, on a chart from 1 to 10 with the smiley faces depicting above, you know, what are you feeling? And I'm like, 10, that one. The dude with the crosses in his eyes. And he's like, that's dead. I was like, yeah, inside. Feel that shit. But yeah, life's been different. I just actually moved out of my parents' house, so that was pretty cool. Thank you. Yeah, give it up for me. Yeah, it was cool. I moved out with a roommate, girl roommate, kind of rapey, but whatever. I was desperate. Sorry, not like that, but you know, it's weird. You see like a guy and a girl, and you're like, well, he's either gay or, well, this is weird. But yeah, girl roommate, my parents knew her, so I was like, I need to get out of the house. This is right around COVID, so I was like, what the hell, let's do this. At first, it was a great time. You know, we're playing board games, we're cooking, we're watching movies. It was great, and then things started to open up more. I started to get back into my routine of things, and, you know, she started getting, like, really clingy, and she was looking at me, she's like, you know, where are you going? You know, what time you coming home? Who are you gonna see? And like one night, I had it up to here, I put my foot down, I said, Grandma, shut the fuck up. Shut up, bitch. I'm trying to fucking party. Fucking hey, cramping my style. I live with grandma. Yeah. Couldn't actually move out of my house. An Italian mama's boy moving out of his house is like a little Asian kid becoming a doctor growing up to do so. Like, it's gotta happen, without a doubt, 110%. But I live with old Grams, a couple positive and negatives. Positive, there's always baked goods and delicious yum-yums everywhere. Like the other day I went in my room, my laundry was done, and then there was just a pile of cookies right next to it. I swear to God, I was like, double whammy, you know? Negative, really hard to jerk off when someone's sleeping in the double twin next to you, okay? Really tough. Yeah. And I'm not talking about me. She's a freak. Just going to fucking town on that bean. Just fucking, oh, just like, oh, Dean Martin, you son of a bitch. You know? But it's been fun rocking with you guys. Thank you so much for a great night. Give it up for yourselves. Give it up for everybody. Have a beautiful Al Dacchino.
Guys, keep it going. He just grabbed my ass. Al Dacchino just grabbed my ass. Like, hey, that's what we do when we're Italian. We grab each other's asses. I literally just made chicken cutlets today. I know I don't look it, but it's in there for me. Guys, I realized I made a colossal fucking mistake. We have another stand-up comedian. And he's my friend, and I fucked up. And I completely skipped over him. And I think I will throw myself in a river after this because I feel like shit. But I want to hype you guys up a little bit. Kyle, is it okay if I do something a little fun, a little different? Yeah. Gabe, you know, we're going to play a little improv game here, guys. I know you... if you guys remember, as my wife called me, I used to be a rapper. Rapper. All right, it's not going to happen. I'm trying something. All right. So I'm going to point to you guys. I want you to give me a word, and I'll try to say something funny about it in a rap form. Is this too cringe? Should I not do this? Fuck it. Embrace the cringe? All right, Gabe, give me a little something very low, and then maybe... Yo, F sharp minor me so hard. All right. I need you to give me something. All right, Nate? Nothing crazy. Nothing... No N-words, guys. Nothing crazy. Asians. No.
Dead puppies.
Dead puppies? Yeah. Sometimes I look at the menu and shit, I'm so hungry, but I'll get satiated when I eat some dead puppies.
Hemorrhoids.
What?
Hemorrhoids.
All right. Yo. They've been inside, but yeah, I've had some better boys. It feels like I'm getting stabbed with some hemorrhoids. All right. What's up?
Oh, conspicuous.
What?
Conspicuous.
Conspicuous? Yeah. Looking at me while I'm looking at that dick you kiss. I don't know, he just told me to say conspicuous. All right, Patrick.
Inflated.
Yeah, inflated. I was talking to this girl once that I dated. She just hugged me and my dick got inflated. Sometimes my dick gets inflated when I hold hands. Yeah. Thank you guys very much. Was that not like a million times not as shitty as you thought it was gonna be? You thought I was gonna be like, yo, 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 what up, everybody? It was fun. Someone said they preferred Dahmer?
We want Dahmer.
Dahmer's dead, dude. It's gone. That was supposed to be my magnum opus, and it was just a shitstorm. And it kept hitting me in the face. Guys, are you ready for your next final comedian, comic of the night. You might know him from Big and Tall Live. He was one of the main writers. He was Cletus. He was the organist, and he also played the Gaylord. That's what, yeah. Some of you guys weren't there, but he's really fucking funny. I think you're gonna love him. Ladies and gentlemen, Grady Danger Pacific.
Jeez. You forgot the disabled kid, bro. You sound like my father. How's everybody doing tonight? What a show, huh? Fantastic time. Boy, I am very surprised that this was like a few people's first time doing stand-up. You guys were fucking killing it. Right? Can we get a round of applause for everybody? Especially the crew. Boy, they had some technical difficulties. Don't they every time? You think that people who work in AV would have this shit figured out by now. Come on. Oh, wait, actually, anyone doing alcohol tonight? Is it cool to do alcohol? Yeah. Who's got some alcohol? Let's see some alcohol. Huh? Let's have a drink. Huh? I'll do one. I'll do a sip or two. Huh? Am I gonna be the only one? Oh, Sam. Hell yeah, bro. Yo, cheers. I'll drink to that. Fuck yeah. Oh, fantastic. Let me just put my glasses on here. And oh, whoops. Oh, I dropped my notepad here. Oh, thank God it's the good ones, am I right? Oh, that would have been so embarrassing. No, actually, this is very similar to the notepad that I used to write all of like my thoughts for therapy, which I do. Anyone else here in therapy? We like therapy here. Yeah, it's 2024. Everyone's got a lot of stuff going on. But so for me, when I write down like my therapy thoughts, I always do it when I'm sitting on the toilet. You know, because I have clarity. You can't do it in the shower, right? The pages get wet and everything. So I do it when I'm on the toilet. And I call it my trauma dumping sessions. Because of poop. Yeah, it's dumps. Anyways, yeah, this is my first time doing stand-up, so round of applause for me. Yeah. I'm being really brave. And I'm very excited about this. So yeah, so I'm gonna be reading from this sheet of paper. Everything's cool about that. But yeah, so here we go. This is cool. Actually, wait. So I know this is kind of like a cardinal sin for stand-up. I'm actually gonna sit down and slow things down for y'all. No, I'll go the same pace. I don't really know. I like to sit down because I get tired from standing actually quite easily. I'm a disabled individual. You guys want to see my cool leg braces? See these bad boys? Pretty dope, right? Yeah. So much like Nikki being gay her whole life, I was disabled my whole life. We can relate. This is real deep. But yeah, it's affected me my whole life, and probably not in ways that like a lot of people would expect. I mean, the most significant one is like I can't stand on my toes. You guys have no idea how fucking sick it is that you guys can stand on your toes. It is the coolest thing ever, because I can't reach so many shelves, and it fucking sucks. But despite all that, right, I still like to work out. You know, I like to think I'm kind of fit. I got some muscles and stuff, so I like going to the gym, right? Fitness is very important. But one of the most like common things that happens to me, and like I wear like joggers when I go to the gym, like Gymsharks, all those fun, you know, joggers and stuff, covers up my legs. But my legs are a little bit thin. So sometimes people, you know, they'll slap your back and be like, hey man, you're looking good. But looks like somebody skipped leg day. Which, like, dude, I get it. Like, I fucking get it. Like, I'm trying, right? And so that's when I need to, like, explain, like, oh, no, man, I was born with a spinal disability. And, like, it's not my fault. I actually don't skip leg day. And if anything, when God was making me, he skipped leg day. Am I right? Awkward. It's all a part of his plan. You know, it's all a part of his plan. You know, he had different plans for me. He wanted me to be in different places. And you know, I believe that. I believe that God had a different idea in mind when he was, you know, crafting me, making me a little bit different, you know? And so I think what God's plan was for me, you know, given the way that I'm built, so not too strong on the bottom, but a little bit strong up top, right? Like, if you only saw me from the top half, you probably wouldn't expect anything different. And I think that the ideal place that God had for me was fucking hot tubs, am I right? Right, I look perfectly normal, so at ease in a hot tub where I just get to sit and chill and everything's looking good. People ask me all the time, like, why are you spending so much time in a hot tub? Bro, it's been like 2 fucking hours. I'm like, it's God's plan, dude. It's his will for my life, bro. I didn't make the rules, you know what I mean? That's just his plan, or I don't know, working behind a customer service desk. This is just what God made for me, bro. Very exciting. So, anyone here in their 30s? Yeah, we got a couple folks. I can't judge ages. I'm not really good at that. I just turned 32, so 30s, fuck yeah. It's pretty cool. I like it. I like my 30s. I prefer them to my 20s. I don't know. Like, I feel like the 30s are like the new 20s now. That's what everybody's been saying. I believe it. I feel like I'm like way cooler than I was in my 20s. But it was kind of sad because like when you turn 32, you can only celebrate for half a minute. Did you realize that? That your birthday party can only last for half a minute? Because it's your 32nd birthday. Oh, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Yeah, it sucks. I don't know. I don't make the rules. But yeah, it's different because like 32 is like not really old, but like you start feeling a little bit of it, you know? Because like, I don't know about you guys, but like, you know, even when I sit down, like the moment that I get up and I don't even think about it, I'm like, ugh. Every time I get up from a fucking chair, I groan. And I'm not even like, nothing hurts, I just do it. I'm just like immediately exasperated the moment that I get up from a chair. It sucks. I mean, I'm leaning into it. I have a good time with it, you know? Just like, you know how when dads sneeze, it's so absurdly loud? I just go fucking nuts with my sneeze now. So like, especially if I'm sneezing and getting up, it's just like a fucking bomb going off. Just go crazy. I'm leaning into it, you know? You gotta lean into your strength. That's all I'm saying. God's plan, you know what I'm saying? God's plan, that's what I'm talking about. But it's kind of weird, because like now that I'm in my 30s, you know, I'm like looking at kids and being like, wow, they look so young. They're like not my age, right? Like when you're in college, even kids who are like teenagers are still close enough to where, you know, you can relate on certain things. But now that I'm in my 30s, like when I see kids who are like 18, I'm like, yo, you're like an infant. You know what I mean? It's very strange. The sort of things that they talk about, and one of those things that's really been hitting me a lot lately is their slang. Which like I never thought I would be that guy, you know what I mean? But like Gen Z slang is wild. But like, it's really cool. And you know, I don't want to be one of those guys who like, you know, I feel like when I was younger, like older people would like talk about all the stuff that we said and they'd be like, oh, that sounds so stupid. Like, what do those words even mean? But like when I hear Gen Z slang, that shit fucking slaps. And that's fucking Gen Z. Like, for example, I remember the very first time I heard this one particular word. I was getting food in Montclair. I used to live in Montclair. It was a good time. And I was chilling with my buddy and he's eating this delicious looking sandwich, right? Like he's pulling it apart. There's strings of cheese in the middle. There's steam coming off. It's probably chicken cutlet. I don't even know. It doesn't even fucking matter. He takes a bite of this thing and he goes, yo, that's bussin'. And like I had this moment of clarity where I was like, bro, that is bussin'. It's like I don't even know what that means, but I know what that means, right? There's something about bussin' that really just like resonated in my heart. Am I right? Come on, yeah. So that one it was just so easy for me to adopt. I don't know if it's something different about Gen Z slang. It just, you can take it on so easy and it just fits so right. There's a couple other ones. I've been seeing this one making the rounds. Anyone heard like of ussies? I said it kind of gross too. I really apologize. Ussies. Ussies, right? There used to be one. Back in my day, there was one. And it started with a P. And I don't mean to get vulgar, right? This is a family show. Oh, we had a pussy. We had pussies. But now these days, anything can be an ussy, right? You guys like bagels. We're in Jersey. People like bagels. You get a bagel with a schmear on it. It's got a little bit more cream cheese than you were expecting. So when they press down on that bagel, a little bit squirts up in the middle. How do you get that shit out, right? You go, right in the bag ussy, you know what I'm saying? Anything can be a fucking ussy. It's ridiculous, bro. Ussies are all around us. We can see them everywhere. Just open your mind, dude. Gen Z's onto something, bro. They're onto something. There's one that got me into a little bit of trouble, though. Because, like, I don't know if this is even, like, a generational thing, but, like, you know, when you're being silly with your friends, you're goofing around. There's another word for that. You know, you're a goon. You're a goon. Silly guy, you know. Oh, you goon, slap him on the back. He's a good guy, good friend. You know he's gonna be silly, lighthearted, comedical, jocular. You think of goons, maybe you think of like one of those henchmen guy that would like defend a mobster or something like that. Like, oh, get my goons on it, right, boys? You got it, boss, right? And they get called into action. And so when I'm being a goon and I use the verb form, I'm gooning. You know what I mean? Hey, what is a goon gonna do if not be gooning? That's all I'm saying. Seems like a pretty normal and natural thing. So I was hanging out with a group of people. They're Gen Z, maybe some Gen Alphas. I don't really know where the cutoff is. And we're like catching up. We're like, I don't know, playing like some drinking games on the porch or something. And they asked what I've been up to lately. And I was like, oh, last weekend I was pretty much just like gooning around. And they're like, what? Like, yeah, I don't know. I got together with my friends and we were gooning. And they're like, shit, you were with your friends? I was like, yeah, it was a great time. Did it all weekend. Now, I can see some confused faces because you're thinking what I was thinking, that gooning is just being silly with your friends. But apparently it's a new Gen Z phrase that means like ecstatic, long-lasting, sensual. It's making me sweat just thinking about it. Masturbation. Didn't know that. And here I was, a natural-born goon. Just a silly guy from a young age. Gooning around having a wholesome, family-friendly time with my friends. Huge misunderstanding. Huge misunderstanding. Anyways, speaking of that Gen Z stuff, since we've been laughing, connecting, getting to know one another this whole evening, I feel very close with you guys. Hopefully you feel close with each other. Came with friends, family. I have a very serious question, and this is something that's been on my mind for quite some time at this point. What do we do about furries? Do we know, just show of hands, do we know what furries are? Okay, there's a good amount of people. Oh, you look a little sheepish about it. You're like, oh, do I know about furries? I got a lot of questions about furries because their numbers have grown. And if you don't know what a furry is, maybe you can infer a few of their properties. Fur is involved certainly at some point. These are individuals who will dress in costume, and they will typically adopt an animal shape. They'll have a mask on, maybe some ears, very fuzzy, sometimes the whole body, sometimes the whole thing. It's very hot, and they call themselves furries. And so to me, at least at first glance, I think like, oh, you know, that's neat. It's different. But, you know, I'm not one to, like, judge or shame or anything. Like, I probably do plenty of weird stuff where people are like, what the heck is going on with him? So, you know, I want to stay open-minded about it, and I want to, you know, ask a few questions and kind of get an idea about it. But furries go a little bit further than that. And I'm not sure what you guys know about furries or where you've heard, but not only do they dress in these, in these costumes, head to toe, covered in fur, and got these outfits on, but they do that and then engage in copulative relations. If you're not familiar with the word copulative, it means they have sex. Which I don't want to yuck anybody's yum. You know, if they're enjoying that, I'm not one to kink shame. But the question that's in my mind is that, can we always know that furries are furries to have sex? Or could they just like dressing up? Because that's a real question. Think about this for a second. Who watches sports? Who likes the NFL? And who are those people going rah, rah, rah on the side of the field? Mascots. What are they doing in the off-season, huh? Maybe furries are just mascots getting into reps, you know? They're free agents. They haven't been drafted yet. They have hopes and they have dreams, and who am I to crush that? It's wrong. It's dead wrong. But then on the other hand, what if they're just having sex with each other? Again, it's fine, but makes me rather uncomfortable. What do we do about this as a nation? Anyways, so I'm having a conversation with someone about this, and they happen to engage in furry activities. To what extent, I have no idea. But being the open-minded person I am, wanting to ask a few questions, we're just like chit-chatting and stuff, and I happen to be talking about what I was doing over the weekend again. It seems to kind of get me in trouble from time to time. And I pull out my wallet, and someone happened to see a holographic Pikachu, which is very valuable. Very valuable. So I was at this one music festival a while ago, and one of my buddies was giving out these like 3 packs of Pokemon cards. And he said, there's one condition if you take these Pokemon cards. You got the 3 inside. You have to play fuck, marry, kill with each Pokemon. It's a weird condition, but I was down for it. I couldn't tell you why. It just seemed right in the moment. So Pikachu, what do you think I did with Pikachu? Well, of course I married Pikachu. Are you kidding me? That's one of the OG Pokemons. Jesus Christ. Pikachu's been around for a while. Got to be faithful to Pikachu. The other ones, I have no idea. But the one that I said fuck for, in their defense, did look kind of hot. It was weird. It was weird. Anyways, so I'm telling this story, but the way that I phrased it, because, I was around sensitive ears, I said kiss, marry, kill. And this one person says to me, why don't you say fuck, marry, kill? And I was like, well, I don't want to say fuck because then that implies bestiality. This is one of my furry friends. And they go, speaking of bestiality, and I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. So I start walking away, right? So I go looking on the internet, trying to find a definition. I like looking up definitions. You could probably tell at this point. I'm kind of a nerd. I like definitions of words. I like learning. And so I look up the definition of bestiality, even just to figure out that I know what's going on. There's an old definition for the word bestiality that says engaging in the passion of the beast. It's very flowery, very artful, but to me that just sounded like, oh, you're engaged in the passion of the beast. It's just going fucking beast mode. That's a sports team mascot. I think everything's good here. I think everything's good. Anyways, it put to rest all of my questions that I had. Anyways, so you guys see how Dylan Mulvaney was on Bud Light cans recently, was in the news? Caused quite a stir. People were getting real upset about that. But I didn't really see the problem with it. Like, there were a lot of people who were conservative, and they're seeing Dylan Mulvaney's face popping up on Bud Light, and they're like, what are these liberals doing to our beer? They're ruining it, they're taking it, and they're making it gay. There's such an uproar, and it's so crazy to me, because I'm thinking, like, hasn't Bud Light always been kind of gay? Like a little bit gay? Like, why wouldn't you just be drinking regular Budweiser? Because if Budweiser is too much, where you're like, I need to drink Bud Light, like, have you heard of whiskey? Like, this probably isn't the game for you. So, I mean, if Bud Light is a little bit gay, then putting Dylan Mulvaney's face on a Bud Light can just seems to me like gender-affirming care, am I right? That's what I think, anyways. And it's kind of funny because at least like in the parts of town where I come from, these same conservatives that were getting so upset about Dylan Mulvaney being on these Bud Light cans, they drive these huge diesel trucks, right? And I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but you ever seen the ones where they have the pair of plastic nuts hanging from the back? That's wild to me. Because you think about it, like when you take a truck and you roll off like the dealership lot and everything, it doesn't have balls on it. It was born without those balls. So we got these conservatives coming in here and putting balls on their trucks. They're making their trucks trans. Kind of gay. Anyways, I think that's all I had. Fun times. Good way to end. Yeah. First time I'm doing stand-up. Go comedy. We love laughter. We love having a good time. Let's give a shout out to Big and Tall. Thank you guys for hosting us. Thank you everybody for your good jokes. Let's give it back to Glenn.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep it going for Grady. Everybody, thank you for coming out tonight. Let's keep it going for the Big and Tall band. Let's give it up for the people in the back who made this show possible. Let's give it up for all our comics. Sam Neshy, Justin Warnett, Nikki Marcoli. I hope I don't forget someone again. Al DeGito, Pat Gannon, and Grady Pacific. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Big and Tall's Got Jokes. I'm Glenn Haines. Thank you all for coming out. Have a good fucking night.